أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير ما تعملون. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العظيم.
Inshallah, Qari Sahib will read some couplets, inshallah, for us.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I request all brothers, inshallah, to join in. گر وقت آ پڑا ہے مایوس کیوں کھڑا ہے اللہ بہت بڑا ہے اللہ بہت بڑا ہے. گر وقت آ پڑا ہے مایوس کیوں کھڑا ہے اللہ بہت بڑا 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 ہے. Together inshallah. اللہ بہت بڑا ہے اللہ بہت بڑا ہے اللہ بہت بڑا ہے اللہ بہت بڑا ہے. مانا کہ ظلمتوں کے ہر سمت ہے بسیرے مانا کہ ظلمتوں کے ہر سمت ہے بسیرے لیکن کبھی تو ہوں گے انصاف کے سویرے لیکن کبھی تو ہوں گے انصاف کے سویرے. مہکیں گے غنچے اور پھول مہکیں گے غنچے اور پھول گائے گی کوئی بلبل حالات کی صدا ہے. اللہ بہت بڑا ہے اللہ بہت بڑا ہے، 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 اللہ بہت بڑا ہے۔ پتھریلی وادیوں میں وہ دیکھ کر نظر ہے، پتھریلی وادیوں میں وہ دیکھ کر نظر ہے، چوری تلے پہ سر ہے، ایک خواب کا اثر ہے، چوری تلے پہ سر ہے، ایک خواب کا اثر ہے، چوری نہیں چلی کیوں، چوری نہیں چلی کیوں، گردن نہیں کٹی کیوں، کس کا حکم چلا ہے، اللہ بہت بڑا 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 ہے۔ کر وقت آ پڑا ہے، مایوس کیوں کھڑا ہے، اللہ بہت بڑا ہے، اللہ بہت بڑا ہے، اللہ بہت بڑا ہے۔
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah, our esteemed guest Hazrat is here. Alhamdulillah.
نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم اما بعد اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم استجیبوا لی وليؤمنوا بی لعلهم یرشدون صدق اللہ العظیم۔ دوستو بزرگو، رمضان کا مبارک مہینہ الحمدللہ اللہ نے ہم کو پھر سے نصیب کیا۔ ابن الجوزی نے لکھا ہے لو قیل لأہل القبور تمنوا لتمنوا یوما من رمضان. If the people in the graveyard were told to make a wish, they would wish for one day of Ramadan because of the barakat they see in Ramadan. Even the people in the graveyard feel the barakat of Ramadan, the rahmat, the maghfirat that is showering upon the hearts of the believers. So they would wish they could have one day of Ramadan. Allah has given us that Ramadan. Allah give us tawfiq to value the month of Ramadan. Like Hazrat Shaykh Nawwarallahu Marqadahu has narrated a hadith in Fazail Ramzan. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, if my ummah were to realize the value of Ramadan, and we struggle to fast we would have to fast the whole year and we have to pray Tarawih the whole year. The whole year would be Ramadan. That's how much valuable Ramadan. Who knows, this could be our last Ramadan. Went without any illness, all of a sudden, of our students who studied by us, who used to sit in front of us, but we carried their janazas. So we have to keep that in mind and make the most of the month of Ramadan. قدر کریں ماہ رمضان کی، اس کے ویلیو کو سمجھیں، صحیح طرح گزارنے کی کوشش کریں۔ اللہ ہمیں توفیق نصیب فرمائے۔ رمضان میں بہانے بناتے ہیں، یہ ہے وہ ہے، فلاں کام، ڈھمکنا کام، جاب ہے، اور یہ ڈائبٹیز ہے، فلاں پرابلم ہے۔ Try, you'll be able to do it. اس نے رمضان میں شراب پی تھی۔ Small children are fasting. دین اسلام, he must have made them keeping روزہ. Our granddaughter, میں نے اس کو بولا کہ وہ 3 بجے، لیکن she got shocked. Important ibadat of shaitan, that with roza you can crush your ego, your nafs, and you can strike a hammer on the bheja, on the brain of shaitan with roza. Because shayateen roam around people's hearts and minds like cattle roams around for grazing in the field, looking for pasture. And the pasture of shaitan is shahwatun nafs, is eating, drinking, sexual pleasure. When you are indulged in those pleasures, then shaitan has a high time in your heart and mind. He roams around freely like that animal grazing, and he whispers in you, instigates you, اور وسوسے ڈالتا ہے، شہوتیں بھڑکاتا ہے، گناہ کراتا ہے، اور جو اس کو کرنا ہے وہ تم سے کراتا ہے. But when you are hungry then shaitan doesn't get that pasture. Because when you're hungry, you're thirsty, you can't go in that area. So shaitan doesn't find the route into your heart. The roads of shaitan are tightened. He cannot enter your heart. So shaitan, don't have the means to keep continuous roza, 2, 3, 4. Your ego, your nafs will come. And when you keep roza, davimi ala qarri. And he sallallahu alayhi wasallam replied, bil ju', by staying hungry. When you're hungry, you're knocking on भूख लगी थी. पता नहीं क्यों, कहने नहीं शहरी में पूरा खाया हो फिर भी कभी ऐसा होता है कि भूख सताती है. अच्छा, लेकिन उससे क्या पता चला कि भाई we felt hungry for a little bit, right? A little bit, थोड़ी सी भूख, little bit. Allah have mercy on them. Allah make it easy for them. Allah make it easy for them. Allah provide for them. This is a test for them. And inshallah they are passing the test. They've passed the test. They're more than 35,000 shaheeds. Which qawm can offer so many shaheeds to the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? They are blessed people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pave the way for them, make life easy for them, provide for them, take care of them, look after them. May Allah give them sabr and sukoon and himmat and courage and look after them. So this is the benefit of fasting, hunger. Another point we can note from here, when we're hungry, we feel for others. What tough times they must be going through. उन पर क्या गुजर रही होगी. We feel for them. We read somewhere about Bishr Hafiz rahmatullahi alayhi. He used to live in Baghdad, Iraq. It was winter, really chilly, and he was in the masjid. Someone said, Hazrat, there's a blanket beside you, why don't you wear it? Oh, cover yourself with it. Why are you shivering? He said, they can't protect themselves from the cold and the chilly weather. So I don't have enough money to buy a blanket for all of them. So the least I can do is, feel easy for them. This softens our hearts. Today, our hearts have gone sakht, ajjar, like patthar. बहुत सख्त हो गए हमारे दिल, बहुत सख्त हो गए. When was the last time you cried in front of Allah? Tell me. When was the last time you made dua? Long dua, 15, 20. So we need to soften our hearts. When we see these halat and conditions around the world, we should feel for those people. The least we can do is make dua for them. We watch all these videos of, babies and, body parts in carrier bags. Oh Allah. These things. Hazrat Maulana Masihullah Khan Sahab, rahmatullahi alayhi, our Hazrat Nawwarallahu Murqadahu said that we were sitting either and the other person accident hua or is tarah bhej rahe ho. They are soft hearted, unse bardasht nahi hota. Hum log hain ke dekhte hain. Maybe these movies have made us like that. The computer games have made us like that. When you play computer games, Fortnite with them, and then you get points. So this thing has hardened our hearts. So we need to soften our hearts. Ramadan is a month in which we can soften our hearts. Keep roza, pray tarawih properly, pray some nawafil, tahajjud, ishraq, chasht, awabin, tilawati kalam-e-pak. If you're working, they pray Quran in their lunch hour. They have 1 hour lunch time, there's nothing to do, they can't eat, no lunch. So what they do, they just open the Quran on their computer and scroll through the pages with the mouse and read. And in that 1 hour they read so much Quran, mashallah. Many youngsters do this. If you want to read Quran on your mobile, you can read Quran on the mobile. If you need to turn the pages, you haven't got wuzu, use a stylus pen. Read Quran Sharif in your free time. When you come home 5 o'clock, go to sleep, take some rest. Pray your Asr namaz with Jamaat. Maghrib, the rozas are going towards winter time. So we have good time to relax, alhamdulillah. So relax. And after Taraweeh, don't go around here and there to desserts and takeaways and restaurants and burqas. At night, why? भाई घर में बैठो यार, महीने में तो कुछ कंट्रोल करो अपने आप पर. रमजान का महीना भी इसके लिए है. to after Taraweeh, go home, read Quran Sharif. If you can't read Quran Sharif, go to sleep. Go to sleep and wake up early for tahajjud namaz. Pray 12 rakat tahajjud. If you can't pray 12 rakat, 8 rakats tahajjud namaz. And after tahajjud namaz, you make dua, cry in front of Allah. This is how our hearts will soften, inshallah. This is why, in Ramzan, Roza, Allah mentioned, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam, shahru Ramazan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, masail of Roza. And then Allah said, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. When my bondsmen ask you about me, then tell them I'm really close to you. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. I respond to the call of the caller when he calls me. فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. They should respond to me, turn to me, and believe in me, so that they may be rightly guided. It's beautiful. And then Allah again talks about أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ لَيْلَةَ الصِّيَامِ, Sawm, until the end of the ruku. So before about Sawm, after about Sawm, in between Allah talks about dua. Why? Why? To show us the importance of dua, and especially for a Sa'im. A Sa'im la turaddu da'watuhu. A Sa'im's dua is not rejected. And one riwayat says at least one dua of a Sa'im is accepted. We don't know which one is going to be, so we should make as many du'as as we can. Salasu da'watin mustajabatin la shakka fihinna. 3 du'as accepted, no doubt in them. Da'watul walid li waladihi. Father's dua for the child. Father or mother. Walid includes both. Walidim wa ma walad. Parents' dua for the children. If they are earnestly making dua, crying to Allah, Allah will definitely accept that dua for the child. Our Hazrat Maulana Ibrahim Desai Sahib Rahmatullahi alayhi, in one of his bayans, he does this bayan about parents. And he mentions there that parents' dua for the children is readily accepted. And he mentioned the incident of Humayun and Babar. Babar was the king. Humayun was his son. Humayun fell really ill. He was on the verge of death. And Babar really loved his son Humayun. He was an elderly person. He thought to himself, I'm an old man. How long am I going to live? I might as well give my life to my son Humayun. So Humayun is on the bed and Babar is going round his bed and he's making dua. Allah, please give him good health. Please give him good health. Allah, whatever life you have kept for me, give my life to my son Humayun. मेरी जिंदगी में जितने साल बाकी हैं, मुझे उठा ले और हुमायूं को मेरी जिंदगी दे दे. Allah knows with what earnestness and zeal and what condition, किस हाल में ये दुआ मांगी होगी, अल्लाह ने दुआ कबूल कर ली. हुमायूं उधर ठीक होना शुरू हुए और बाबर इधर बीमार पड़ना शुरू हुए. कुछ ही दिन में बाबर जो है ख़त्म और हुमायूं जो है जिंदा, और फिर उसने पूरा तख्त संभाला हुमायूं ने. This is da'watul walid li waladihi. Even in such critical conditions, the dua is accepted. So parents should make lots of duas for the children. खूब दुआ मांगो अपने बच्चों के. अरे भाई तुम नहीं मांगोगे तो कौन मांगेगा? Zaid Amar Bakar मांगेगा. Some stranger is going to make dua for your kids. You have to make dua for your kids. चाहे वो गुमराह हो गए हों तो भी दुआ मांगो. अल्लाह उनको राह रास्त पर लाएगा. ये दुआ बहुत पावरफुल है. दुआ को कम ना समझो. This reminds me of Hazrat Maulana Abdul Majid Daryabadi Rahmatullahi alayhi. His father put him in university. And while studying there, he fell into wrong company. And slowly he drifted away from Deen. And he used to say, I'm no longer a Muslim. I'm not a Muslim. Let alone namaz, roza, everything. He said, I'm not a Muslim. His university changed. He was filling the form in. And in the form you have to write religion. He just crossed it, left it blank. I don't have any religion. His father was really worried. He was trying whatever he could, writing letter to him, come home, don't do this, please, please. But Abdul Majid is not listening. He did his best, but Abdul Majid was not turning around. His father went for Hajj. Maybe I can make dua over there, Allah will accept. And his friends said that throughout the whole journey, there was only one thing on his mind: Abdul Majid, Abdul Majid, Abdul Majid. He was holding on to the ghilaf of Kaaba. Ya Allah, mere Abdul Majid ko hidayat de de. Ya Allah, mere Abdul Majid ko hidayat de de. Ya Allah, mere Abdul Majid ko hidayat de de. His father died on that journey. The news came. And Maulana Abdul Majid Dariyabadi said, when the news came to me in university, I said, okay, he was dead, gone, so what? No feelings whatsoever. But the du'as were accepted. The time came when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed Hazrat Maulana Abdul Majid Sahab. Kaya palat gayi unki. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does things through means. So, Maulana Abdul Majid Sahab says that I was in the uni and we were into this world of materialism. Dunya, 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 paisa, paisa, paisa. Materialism, wealth, money. But you just earn money, you live a luxurious life, and that's it. When your eyes close, you go down under, there's nothing there. That's what they drummed into our minds. That's what we believed. That this life is everything, there's nothing, no life after death. That's how we were brought up. So he said, I used to think that material world is everything, there is nothing, no life, no spirituality. We didn't believe on the spiritual side. He says, but I was fond of reading a lot. So he said, someone gave me a book about Buddhism. So I read that book from cover to cover. And Buddhism is all about spiritualism. No material world, spiritual only, spirituality. In Buddhism, you don't eat good food, you don't wear good clothes, you don't get married, you don't have a high life, you don't have a good lifestyle. All you do is you work on your spirituality. The Buddhist monks, right? The highest of their spirituality is they get to the pinnacle so high that they control their body and mind to such an extent that if they were to pour petrol on themselves and burn themselves, they shouldn't shake. Even if they shake a little bit, then their spirituality is gone. So they get to that stage. You will see some Buddhist monks in Japan sitting on the middle of the road and burning themselves and sitting still without moving. They get to that stage where they lie on nail beds and nothing happens to them. Because their mind is elsewhere. Their spirituality is so high. So he said the whole book talked about spirituality and nothing, no materialism. So this give me, what you can say, a kick up the backside. So I thought that there's something else as well. There's not just material world. There's something spirituality, but I couldn't grasp it. I couldn't move from there to here instantly all of a sudden. Then it so happened that from somewhere I got hold of Tarjumah Quran in English Tarjumah Quran. When I read the Quran, then the Quran merged materialism and spirituality. Quran said we have both sides. We have our external body, we have to look after our body, we have to eat, drink, relax, sleep, work, earn our money. And also we have to work on our spiritual side, ruhaniyat. We have our ruhaniyat, spirituality as well. We have to connect ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these namaz, roza, zakat, hajj, tilawat, zikr, dua, tasbihat are all food for our spirituality. And this is when I understood the reality. And this made me come back to Islam. And he was, a new Muslim now, reborn. And now he felt that I have to work on myself. So Allah put in his mind to go and get bayat to some Shaykh. So he looked around and he saw that the greatest Shaykh at this time might be Shaykhul Islam, Maulana Hussain Ahmad Madani Rahmatullah alayh. So he traveled from Lucknow, or that area in which he was, to Delhi, a train journey of about 6-7 hours. So he came here, and he came to the Jamia Daftar, and Hazrat Shaykhul Islam Rahmatullah alayh was there at the time. He met him, and he expressed his desire to get bayat. And Hazrat Shaykhul Islam Rahmatullah alayhi said, look, I'm not too much into this Piri Muridi. I am more of a siyasi political person. I run around here and there. I won't be able to help you in your field. You might as well go to Thana Bhavan, Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi Rahmatullah alayhi. Now, look, they had their siyasi political differences, but in reality their hearts were united. So Hazrat Shaykhul Islam sent him to Thana Bhavan. Now when he came to Thana Bhavan and Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi Rahmatullah alayhi's place, Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi said, bhai, मेरे यहाँ तो फ़कीर लोग आते हैं, आप तो बड़े ऊंचे ख़ानदान के हैं और शायद आपकी मुराद मेरे यहाँ पूरी नहीं होगी, आप शेखुल इस्लाम मौलाना हुसैन अहमद मदनी के पास जाओ. Go to Maulana Hussain Ahmad Madani sir. And I said, Hazrat, he sent me over here, how can I go back to him? So then Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi said, okay, he took his bayat. He stayed in the Khanqa of Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi for some time, and now alhamdulillah he was reformed. He was a new person. Hazrat Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi told him to write tafsir with comparative religious studies, because he knew Tawrat, Injil, Zabur, Psalms and the Old Testament, New Testament. He'd read it whilst he was studying in the university. So Hazrat said, you know that, write tafsir and get some quotes from there for our people to understand as well. So he wrote Tafsir Majidi. He wrote one in Urdu and he wrote another one in English. And when he was writing Tafsir Majidi, he had the translation of Marmaduke Pickthall in front of him and the translation of Abdullah Yusuf Ali in front of him, both. He merged those translations and he made, I can say, a precise and accurate translation. My brother Abdul Hafiz says the most accurate translation is of Hazrat Maulana Abdul Majid Sahib. There are many other translations, but they sometimes, mafhoom bayan karte hain. Jo thes tarjama hai, real translation, ye Maulana Abdul Majid Sahib does it. Now, what transformed him? What made him a great mufassir of Quran? What had effect on him? Walid Sahib's dua. What is dua? Holding on to the khilaf of Kaaba. Hey Allah, mere Abdul Majid ko hidayat de de. Hey Allah, mere Abdul Majid ko hidayat de de. Hey Allah, mere Abdul Majid ko hidayat de de. آج ہمارے بہت سے جوان لڑکے لڑکیاں دین سے ہاتھ دھو بیٹھے ہیں, مرتد ہو گئے ہیں, اپوسٹیٹ, ایکس مسلم, کچھ کر بھی نہیں سکتے. تو کم سے کم دعا تو مانگیں یار, دعا تو مانگو, اللہ میرے بیٹے کو ہدایت دے دے, اللہ میرے بیٹے کو ہدایت دے, میری بیٹی کو ہدایت دے دے, اس کو راہ راست پر لے, اس کو حیا دے, شرم دے, بے حیائی بے شرمی سے اس کی حفاظت کر. دعا مانگو, خوب مانگو, رو اللہ کے سامنے. اگر تم نے یہ کام کر لیا تمہاری ڈیوٹی تو ہو گئی پوری. قیامت کے دن اللہ تم سے نہیں پوچھے گا. اگر وہ گمراہ بھی رہا تو تمہاری ڈیوٹی ختم, تمہیں نہیں پوچھے گا کہ تم نے اپنی بیٹی پہ محنت کیوں نہیں کی. تم نے تو محنت کر لی نا, تمہارا ہو گیا. حضرت مولانا مفتی محمود الحسن گنگوہی رحمۃ اللہ علیہ was asked کہ حضرت یہ مولوی لوگ اپنے بچوں پہ اتنی سختیاں کرتے ہیں, حافظ بناتے ہیں, عالم بناتے ہیں, ان کے بیٹے بھی گمراہ ہوتے ہیں اور جاہل لوگوں کے بیٹے بھی گمراہ ہوتے ہیں, تو پھر فائدہ کیا ہوا اتنی ساری محنت کرنے اپنے بیٹے کو عالم مولوی بنانے کا. حضرت مفتی صاحب نے فرمایا دونوں میں فرق بہت بڑا ہے. یہ مولوی جو ہے جس نے اپنے بچے پر محنت کی ہے, قیامت کے دن اس سے سوال نہیں ہوگا کہ تو نے اپنے بچے پہ محنت کیوں نہیں کی. Why didn't you work on him? Why didn't you try your best to keep him on deen? لیکن وہ جو غیر ہے اس نے کچھ بھی محنت نہیں کی, بیٹھا رہا, پیسے منگواتا رہا, کماتا رہا, اس سے پوچھ ہوگی کہ اپنے بیٹے کی تو نے تربیت کیوں نہیں کی. یہ فرق ہے دونوں میں. قیامت کے دن اس سے سوال نہیں ہوگا, اس سے سوال ہوگا. جس نے محنت کی تھی اپنی اولاد پر, ٹرائی کیا تھا, اس کو حافظ بنایا, عالم بنایا, پھر بھی گمراہ ہوا, خدا اس سے نہیں پوچھے گا. وہ اس لڑکے کا معاملہ ہے, وہ بڑا ہو گیا, وہ اپنا ذمہ دار ہے. اور ادھر محنت نہیں کی, ادھر انہیں گھماتے پھراتے رہے, ہر قسم کی شہوتیں ان کی پوری کرتے رہے, نہ مدرسے بھیجا, نہ مکتب بھیجا, نہ دین سکھایا, نہ کچھ. ان سے قیامت کے دن پوچھو گی کہ تو نے اپنی اولاد کو کیوں گمراہ کیا. یہ فرق ہے دونوں میں. اس لیے دعا یہ بہت بڑی چیز ہے. اجیب دعوت الداعی اذا دعان. اسی لیے حدیثوں میں اس کی بہت تاکید ہے. اس میں فرمایا دعوت الوالد لولدہ, اور اس میں ایک یہ بھی ہے یہ دعوت المسافر, مسافر کی دعا بھی اللہ قبول کرتے ہیں. اور اس میں دعوت الصائم حین یفطر, روزے دار جب افطار کے وقت دعا مانگتا ہے تو وہ دعا قبول ہوتی ہے. افطار کے وقت دعا مانگنی چاہیے نا, افطار سے 5 منٹ 10 منٹ پہلے قبلہ روح ہو کے بیٹھ جاؤ, تھوڑا سا درود شریف پڑھو, اور اس کے بعد چپ چاپ خاموشی سے سناٹے کے ساتھ دعا میں لگ جاؤ. اللہ کے سامنے ہاتھ پھیلاؤ, مانگو. دیکھو جیسے کوئی بھکاری بھیک مانگتا ہے نا, میرے بیگر, وہ بیگر وہ بہت اس میں وہ نا بیچارہ روتا ہے, پلیز بابا 2 پیسے دے دو, پلیز میں بہت بھوکا, پلیز مجھے بہت ضرورت مند ہے. یہ اللہ کے سامنے بیگر کی طرح سے بیگ کرنے کی ضرورت ہے, اور اس میں کوئی شرم کی چیز نہیں. اللہ کے نبی اسی طرح دعا مانگتے تھے. عبداللہ ابن عباس کی روایت ہے, ابن الحمام نے فتح القدیر میں نقل کی ہے, I saw نبی کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم on the day of Arafah, in میدان عرفات. He was on his naqa, his camel, his head was lowered and his hands were raised up to his chest. یہ ہے نا chest, چھاتی تک ہاتھ اٹھے ہوئے تھے, اور دعا اس طرح مانگ رہے تھے کل مسکین المتذلل. He was begging Allah like a miskin who is humbling himself in front of someone. ایک مسکین کسی کے سامنے اپنے آپ کو ذلیل کر رہا ہو, پلیز 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 دے دو نا, پلیز میری مدد کر دو, اللہ آپ کو رحم کرے, اللہ آپ کو اس کا اجر دے گا. آپ کو نہیں پتہ ہے مجھ پر کیا گزر رہی ہے, میں بہت پریشان ہوں, میں بہت مصیبت میں ہوں, میرے اوپر بہت مصیبت پڑ گئی ہے, میرا کوئی سہارا نہیں ہے, آپ مجھے 2 پیسے دے دو, 2 روٹی دے دو, اللہ آپ کا بھلا کرے گا. Like the miskin, you know, when he's in his earnestness, اور جیسے وہ مانگ رہا ہو, رو رہا ہو, اللہ کے سامنے ایسے رونے کی ضرورت ہے. اور یہ جو قبولیت کے اوقات ہیں ان میں ایک one is at افطار ٹائم. حدیث میں بھی ہے الصائم حین یفطر, افطار کے وقت دعا قبول ہوتی ہے, کیونکہ you know at افطار ٹائم you are in a pitiful state, right? You're hungry, you're thirsty, right? You're down, and your heart and mind is all there, and you're trying your best to concentrate. So that state is a pitiful state. Anybody can have pity on you. And when you stretch your hands in front of Allah and you cry, Allah also has pity on you. Allah will accept your dua. You know, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, son of Imam Zainul Abidin, he once came for Hajj, and as he entered Haram Sharif and he looked at Kaaba Sharif, he started crying, screaming, oh Allah, oh Allah, oh Allah, oh Allah, please. Oh, he started crying. So everybody is looking at him. So his khadim whispered in his ear, Hazrat, bas karo, everybody is looking at you, everybody is having pity on you. So he said, ha bhai, if people have pity on me, if Allah has pity on me, then I am successful. ان کو جو مجھ پر ترس آ رہا ہے, مجھ پر جو رحم آ رہا ہے, اللہ کو بھی مجھ پر ایسا ترس آ گیا تو میں کامیاب ہو جاؤں گا. تو اصل تو اللہ کی رحمت کو طلب کرنا ہے, اللہ کی رحمت کو دعوت دینا ہے. یہ جو اللہ کی رحمت کو ہم اٹریکٹ کریں گے یہ دعا کے ذریعے کریں گے. رو اللہ کے سامنے, افطار کے وقت رو, سحری کے وقت رو. ہاں, سحری کے وقت دعا قبول ہوتی ہے. سحری کے وقت تہجد پڑھو, 12 رکعت 8 رکعت, لمبی رکعت, لانگ رکعت پڑھو, پھر دعا مانگو اللہ کے سامنے. چپ چاپ سے مانگو, چپ چاپ سے, تنہائی میں, اکیلے میں, اپنے بیڈ روم میں اپنا مصلی بچھا کر پڑھو اللہ کے سامنے اور مانگو اللہ کے سامنے. مانگو, دعا قبول ہوگی اس وقت. ابراہیم الخواص رحمۃ اللہ علیہ کا مقولہ یاد آ گیا. 5 چیزیں ہیں جو دل کو پالش کرتی ہیں. 5 things polish the heart. Number 1, قیام اللیل, تہجد نماز. Number 2, التضرع عند الاسحار, سحری کے وقت مناجات باری تعالی, گر گرانا, رونا دھونا. خلو البطن, پیٹ کو خالی رکھنا, اس سے بھی دل صاف ہوتا ہے. If you keep your stomach empty, your heart will be polished. صحبت الصالحین, and sitting in the company of Sulaha. Qiyamul Layl, At-Tadarru' Inda al-Ashar, Khuluvul Batn और मुजालसतुस सालिहीन, पांचवी चीज़ जहन से निकल गई. तो ये मुनाजात बदरगाह क़ाज़ीउल हाजात as-sahri time, right? It's कबूलियत घड़ी. So one is iftar time, two is sahri time, right? And number three, dubur as-salawat al-maktubat. After farz namaz, du'as are accepted. These days people run off after farz namaz. पर उस वक्त तो दुआ कबूल होती है. भाई 2 मिनट ठहरो यार, इमाम साहब की दुआ में शामिल हो जाओ. आपको दुआ नहीं आती, इमाम साहब मांगते हैं तो इमाम साहब की दुआ में आमीन आमीन कह लो. और इमाम साहब दुआ ख़त्म करें तो आपको ख़त्म करना ज़रूरी नहीं है. इमाम साहब ने बिरहमतिक या रब्बल राहिमीन कर दिया, आप मांगते रहो. अपना मांगो, अपनी ज़बान में मांगो, इंग्लिश में, गुजराती में, उर्दू में, बांग्लादेशी में, पख्तू में, पंजाबी में, जिस ज़बान में चाहो मांगो. अल्लाह सब ज़बानें समझते हैं. अल्लाह से मांगो, अल्लाह के सामने रो धो. ये मांगने का तरीका हमको सीखने की ज़रूरत है. लर्न हाउ टू बेग फ्रॉम अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला. सो आफ्टर फर्ज नमाज दुआज़ आर एक्सेप्टेड. Make lots of du'as. Iftari time and Sahri time after 5 daily farz namazes. Friday, there is a moment of acceptance. Some say when the Imam sits on the mimbar until when he finishes. The moment is in between that. It could be between the 2 khutbahs. So when the Imam is sitting on the mimbar between 2 khutbahs, just close your eyes and quietly in your heart and mind beg of Allah if you need something. If you're going through some tough time, exam, some problem, wife nagging at home, divorce problem, तो उस टाइम पे अल्लाह के सामने रो, उस वक्त दुआ कबूल होगी. And some say the moment of acceptance is between Asr and Maghrib on Friday, and more likely, before Ghurub Shams. So maybe before sunset, it's Ramzan time, come to the masjid early, 15-20 minutes on Friday, and before sunset, busy yourself in dua. वैसे भी इफ्तार का टाइम भी है, फ्राइडे भी है, जुम्मा भी है, दुआ मांगो. Ladies at home as well, जल्दी से इफ्तारी तैयार कर लो और इफ्तार मगरिब से 10 मिनट पहले कुछ काम मत करो, सिर्फ दुआ में लग जाओ. दुआ 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 दुआ. So the importance of dua is what we learn in today's lesson, that dua is very important. Allah Pak has mentioned it in between roza. So dua for a saim is more important, accepted. And believe me, today the ummah is in need of your duas. The ummah is in need of your du'as. I will finish off by mentioning that story by Maulana Room Rahmatullah alayh. He mentions that there was this buzurg, Allah wale. People used to keep amanats with him, deposit. He would say, okay, I will keep your money, but I won't keep it as an amanat. You give it to me as a loan. I will use it, and when you need it, I will return it to you. They would say, okay, no problem. So he would take it as loan, and he would give it out to the poor people to help them. When someone would ask, then he would somehow arrange and pay him back. Now, his final moments came. He was on his deathbed, and the word got around. So the creditors, they all rushed to his place and they were sitting around him. Hazrat, hamare paise? Hazrat said, mere paas paise to nahi hai abhi. Aapko to hamare paise chahiye, our money. You want our money? Hazrat said, I don't have money at the moment. What can I do? They are all sitting there. Hazrat is on his deathbed. Stalemate. Now, this young boy who's selling mithai, so he's announcing, mithai, 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 like that ice cream man, ding dong, and kids run for the ice cream. So he was selling mithai, mithai, mithai. So Hazrat said to the khadim, wo bachche ko bulao. So bulaya. तो कहा कि मिठाई है ना, यहाँ जितने लोग बैठे हैं सबको मिठाई तकसीम कर दो. He got really happy. I don't have to go around whole day. I get छुट्टी. तो ये सबको मिठाई खिला दी उसने, टोकरा मिठाई का ख़त्म, फिनिश. हजरत मेरा पैसा तो मेरे पास नहीं है. Hazrat, I want my money. I haven't got money. These people are sitting for their money. You also sit with them. I said, no, Hazrat, मेरा पैसा चाहिए. No, please, मैं घर जाऊँगा, मेरी मम्मी मारेगी. My mom will kill me. I want my money. I don't have money. No, Hazrat, you have to do something. Please, I want my money. You sit here with them. I could have got money. Hazrat उसको और चाबी दे रहे हैं. अब उसने तो चीखना रोना शुरू किया. I want my money. My mom is going to kill me. I don't know what I'm going to say to my mom. Yeah, please, I want my money. He's crying. And now someone knocks on the door and he says that, bhai, ye bag lo, Hazrat ko pahunchao. Now, in that bag, there were small potlies of money exactly as it was owed by Hazrat. And there was this small potli with that kid's mithai money as well. Hazrat said, isko gino, sabko do. Sabko paise de diye. Everybody's debt was paid off. And the kids' mithai money was also given. Then Hazrat said that, look, I never took any money for my own self. I used to take it for other people, for the poor people. And I knew that Allah will definitely pay off that debt before I die. However, in order to bring Allah's rahmat into Josh, shake Allah's rahmat, I needed someone to cry. अल्लाह की रहमत को जोश दिलाने के लिए रोने वाले की ज़रूरत थी. यहाँ सब बैठे हुए थे, कोई रो नहीं रहा था. तो मैंने ये हीला किया, मैंने ये ट्रिक तरकीब की कि वो मिठाई वाले बच्चे को बुलाया, वो रोया तो अल्लाह की रहमत जोश में आई और गैब से अल्लाह ने बंदोबस्त किया. हाय हाय, क्या समझ में आया इससे? आज भी अल्लाह की रहमत को जोश दिलाने के लिए रोने की ज़रूरत है. रो अल्लाह के सामने. Cry in front of Allah. Cry for the ummah, for yourselves as well. If you have personal problems, cry in front of Allah. And for collective problems, family problems, community problems, your madrasa, इसको complete करना है जल्दी, रो अल्लाह के सामने, अल्लाह मदद करो हमारी. और फिर पूरी उम्मत मुस्लिमा, especially Gaza, Palestine, and believe me, your tears will have effect, inshallah. Of course, what's happening, we hear in the news, we get disheartened. भाई क्या हो रहा है, क्यों अल्लाह की रहमत जोश में नहीं आ रही? क्योंकि हम कुछ कर नहीं रहे हैं ना. हम अल्लाह की रहमत को दावत नहीं दे रहे हैं. कुछ करने की ज़रूरत है. ऐसे वैसे नहीं है. इन तंसुरुल्लाह यंसुरकुम. First we have to help Allah, then Allah will help us. We help Allah by changing our conditions, by turning towards the good and rectifying ourselves. अपनी इस्लाह कर लें, अल्लाह के साथ कनेक्ट हो जाए, जुड़ जाएं. जब अल्लाह से जुड़ गए फिर अल्लाह की रहमत जोश में आएगी. और याद रखें, ये मुश्किल हालात, nothing new. We've gone through worse in the past. These things are happening and they will happen in the future as well. But Muslim ummah is a strong ummah. Allah has made us strong. Allah has made us strong. We will get up from these halat as well. Look at the halat in Tatari. Mongolians, they killed 1.8 million people, even though they had no bombs and nothing, only tir, talwar, fire. That's how they used to attack. Changiz Khan, Halaku Khan, Khaka Khan. But Allah changed the conditions. Allah will change, inshallah. And this reminds me of that story you must have heard. I'll finish on that. Halaku Khan's daughter, princess, was going somewhere with her pomp and glory and attendants and khadims. And she saw one alim sitting with a few people and doing some bayan. So she looked at him and then she went to him. And she said, Maulvi Sahab, आप लोग हक पर हैं, हाँ, हम लोग बातिल पर हैं, हाँ, यही आपका मानना है ना? जी हमारा यही मानना है. तो फिर अल्लाह ने हम जो बातिल पर हैं उसको तुम्हारे ऊपर क्यों मुसल्लत किया जबकि तुम हक पर हो? Why did Allah give us power over you when you're on haq and we are on batil? So the Buzurg Alim was very wise. He said, let me ask you a question. You know, have you ever seen shepherds looking after, herds of goat and sheep? I said, yeah. So do they have dogs with them? Yeah. Why are the dogs? Because when the sheep scatter around the mountains, they send those dogs and they gather all the sheep back to the barn. That's why they use them. I said, that's the answer. No. We had drifted away. We are like that flock of sheep. We had drifted away from our deen. We had gone here and there. We were doing stuff we shouldn't be doing. Disobeying Allah, lawlessness in our lives, not listening to Allah, not paying heed to His commands. We are all over the place. Allah sent you over us so we can come back to our deen. We can gather around our deen. And once we get together and gather around our deen, Allah will deal with you. And that's what happened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned the tables around and gave them Islam, and those who came to annihilate Islam themselves became Muslim and they became the protectors of Deen Islam. Allah is Allah. Allah's qudrat is ajeeb, it's amazing. So, we should never be disheartened. No matter what we see on the news or on social media and blah blah blah, turn to Allah. Rectify your own condition. Behave yourselves properly. Do what you need to do. Avoid what you need to avoid. Have taqwa in your life. Cry in front of Allah. Allah will change things, inshallah. Allah give me tawfiq as well and you as well. Allah accept from us. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Allahumma lakal hamdu wa lakal shukru. Parwardigari alam. Accept our sitting over here. Accept our Ramzan. Accept our Roza. Accept our Taraweeh. Accept our tutti-frutti ibadat. Oh Allah, give us tawfiq to do more. Forgive our shortcomings. Oh Allah, accept our du'as. Oh Allah, change the condition of the ummah for the better. Have mercy upon our brothers and sisters in Gaza, in Palestine, in Aqsa. Allah, give them sabr, sukoon. Allah, give them sabr, sukoon. Accept their shuhada. Elevate the ranks of their shaheeds. Allah, take care of those who are injured among them. Allah, take care of the elderly, the hungry, the thirsty. Allah, we know you are there. Everything's under your control. Allah, however, there's only so much that they can take. Please have mercy on them. Allah, please shower your rahmah and mercy and sabr and sakina upon their hearts and protect all the Muslims in and around Palestine and Al-Aqsa and khususan in Gaza. Allah, and help them, support them, take care of them and take care of all the Muslims around the whole world wherever they are going through tough times. Allah, protect us in these lands as well. Allah, give hidayat to Muslims and non-Muslims. Give hidayat to the people of this country as well. Allah, grant them the understanding of Deen Islam. And Allah, give us your love and the love of your Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam and the love of our pious personalities who can bring us closer to your love. Give us the love of Amal-e Salihah which can bring us closer to you. Accept our humble efforts. Be pleased with us. Give us all the good things which your beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam asked from you, and protect us from all those evils from which he saw your protection. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.